All right, I'm the flatratemaster, and today we're going to talk about why young technicians leave this industry. All right, so first off, there's some things that, while getting better, are still not great, and that's pay. Now, when it comes down to it, the average technician coming out of tech school, probably with a good bit of debt from buying tools, debt from going to school, is going to come out and probably make less than they can make at a fast food job. That is horrible. Now it's getting better. Less shops are doing that, but unfortunately it's still a problem. They had to get tools just to start day one. Now some shops might offer actually, apprentice or starting technician toolkits to get them a boost, which is awesome. But most shops don't do that. And most shops don't pay enough for young technician. Now, technician pay is always a hot button topic, but that's not the main point of this video. Now, another reason that young technicians leave is 100% not preventable, not going to change, and quite frankly, is probably a good thing. That is, they get into this industry and realize they don't like it. It's as simple as that. And if you're a technician and you got into this industry and realized it really wasn't what you wanted to do, it's an extremely common thing for many people through the education system. It's, you get done with your degree, perfect example is my daughter. She's a chemistry major, she graduated. When she started college on the chemistry track, she was going to be a pharmacist. That changed. She now is a teacher. And, that's how things happen. She got more into the industry and realized it wasn't what she wanted to do. Back in the day, a lot of younger techs like to work on their own stuff, thought it'd be a good idea to do it for a living, thought it would still be fun. Kind of kills the vibe of that. But that's nothing we can prevent. That's just, the so-called chaff of the industry that is just going to move on and do something else. Now, one of the biggest issues I see young technicians get into is excessive amounts of debt on the tool truck. It's a huge problem. And I've had tool dealers that are really great about advising young technicians on what they should buy, on pushing them in a direction. And sometimes they're successful, other times not so much. People have to take advice. And if they're not going to take advice from a fellow technician, they're not going to take advice from the tool dealer, they're probably not going to take advice. But I think a lot more technicians need to step up when it comes to those young technicians and educate them a little better. I mean, that's a lot of what I've done on this channel is talking about young technicians and buying tools because it's such a huge issue I see all the time. Young technician gets out of school, comes into a shop, sees all the shiny new tools, sees everybody's nice toolboxes, and before they know it, they're paying most of their paycheck to tool dealers or tool companies. Some of them might be living at home. It's not a big deal. It puts a lot of people out of this industry because after a while, that debt becomes so bad that they can't survive. They get a girlfriend or they want to go to concerts or they want to, be a 20-something kid in the society and realize they don't have any extra money. And all they look at is all their money going to tools. And that's why I preach a lot about, buying from various sources, not just the tool trucks. But in the shops and tool dealers need to be educating these young technicians about not getting into that kind of debt. That's why I keep preaching about it, is because I've seen so many technicians get into so much debt and then all of a sudden they stop buying and they pull back from their career and all of a sudden they quit and go do something else. Whether they give the tools back or just pay them off and then change jobs. And I don't mean in the industry. I mean, they leave the industry because they realized it wasn't sustainable with that kind of buying strategy for tools. And it's not a valid strategy. You have to price your tools out and buy what you need, not what you want, stuff like that. Now, the last one is probably going to be the most incendiary and, well, it needs to be said. Now, this one you'd think would hurt me, but it really does not. And that is moving young technicians from hourly to flat rate, or even hourly with commission. A young technician is not efficient enough to work flat rate, period. It's not something that comes to most people overnight. It takes a good bit of time to learn efficiency, to learn how to get below, flat rate number, to get below what the flat rate pay is. There's technicians that have been doing it for 20 years that can't do it. Don't be pushing young technicians onto flat rate. Don't. Let's say you take that technician and move them to hourly with commission. It's fine. It's dandy. You need to make sure quality stays there on both sides, the shop and the technician, but you can't have any sort of tiered system, meaning they have to surpass, you have to get, you don't get any bonus unless you exceed 40 hours. That's very demotivating for young technicians. You mean I have to do something I've never done before to get bonus? Well, that's never going to happen. Yes, they're still making what they were making, but they can't see any value in what the bonus program is because they've never beaten it. Whereas if a bonus program is just, you get whatever on top of, the hours you sold, great. But putting a block like that, 90% of the technicians are going to be demotivated. They're not going to be motivated. Just like putting a, tech on flat rate. Either they're going to sink or swim. And that's a horrible mentality to have. But that's unfortunately the mentality most shops have. Switch them over to flat rate and either they start making money or they get the hell out. That's horrible. Don't do that. And that's the main thing that I see causing young technicians to leave this industry. It's not the job in most cases. It's other factors. Pay and tool debt. Period. So that's what we need to improve in the industry is don't dump them on flat rate. Make sure they don't buy too many unnecessary tools or getting too much debt on the tool truck. Lack of debt in real life is good too. Don't give them a program that's really hard to actually get the bonus out of. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, thanks for watching. I am the Flat Rate Master.